The first drop of rain landed on Aarav's forehead as he stood on the broken pavement outside the hospital. He didn't flinch. He just stood still, face to the sky, eyes shut. The world around him blurred into sounds, the honk of rickshaws, the wail of a child, the soft whisper of rain meeting dust. He had just signed the discharge papers, not for recovery, but for release. His mother was gone. Aarav was born in a slum just outside Kanpur, a maze of tin roofs and narrow alleys. His father, a daily wage laborer, had died in an accident when Aarav was 7. Since then, his mother, Kamla, had raised him with the kind of love that looked like labor, washing utensils in 5 homes during the day and stitching clothes under dim light at night. Aarav had started working at a shoe factory by age 12. Small hands meant delicate stitching, and no one asked questions when he skipped school. But he was sharp. He remembered things. He could solve math problems faster than the factory supervisor. He once dreamed of becoming a civil engineer, but those dreams slowly turned into survival. It started with a cough. His mother said it was nothing, but the cough turned into pain. She hid it well, smiling through it all. But Aarav knew something wasn't right. By the time they reached the government hospital, the diagnosis was clear and cruel. Stage 4 cancer. She had months, maybe weeks. There was no insurance, no savings. The medicines were expensive. The doctor had spoken kindly but firmly. "We will do our best, Beta, but prepare yourself." Aarav did everything he could. He worked double shifts, borrowed money, skipped meals. He even sold the gold earrings his mother had kept from her wedding. But cancer doesn't wait for kindness. She died holding his hand, whispering his name like a prayer. "I'm sorry, Beta. I wanted to give you more." "You gave me everything," he had whispered back, tears soaking her bedsheet. After the cremation, he returned to an empty home. The silence was loud. The next few months were the hardest. He had no family. The landlord kicked him out for unpaid rent. He slept near the temple, worked when he could, and ate whatever was given. For a while, he considered giving up, ending everything. But then one morning, he met a woman named Rekha, a volunteer teacher who ran a night school for slum children. She saw him scribbling equations in chalk on the wall and paused. "Do you go to school?" "No." "Why not?" "No one asks me to." She smiled. "I'm asking." Rekha helped him join the evening school she ran. She brought him clothes, found him a place in the shelter. And slowly, step by step, Aarav began to live again. He studied with a hunger that amazed everyone. He topped his exams. He read books borrowed from the library and started tutoring other kids to earn some money. The pain of losing his mother never left, but now it wasn't empty. It was full of purpose. "I will make her proud," he would whisper every time he felt the weight of his grief return. At 18, Aarav took the engineering entrance exams. He failed the first time. It broke him. But he remembered what his mother used to say. Failing doesn't mean you stop. It means you rest and try again. So he tried again. And this time he passed. College wasn't easy. He was surrounded by students who had grown up in comfort, laptops, private tuitions, air conditioning. Aarav had none of those, but he had something stronger, hunger. He studied in the library, worked part-time at a roadside dhaba, and continued tutoring kids online. Every night he looked at a photo of his mother and whispered, "Just a little more, Ma." In his final year, he built a low-cost water filtration prototype as part of his project. The design was simple, cheap, and used recycled materials. It caught the attention of a nonprofit that worked in rural areas. They offered him a job right after graduation. Years passed. Aarav didn't become rich, but he became important in the places where it mattered. He designed homes for flood-hit villages, built low-cost sanitation facilities in slums, and taught hundreds of kids to dream bigger. He started a foundation and named it Kamla's Light, a school, a shelter, a place for those who, like him, had nothing but dared to hope. One day, as he stood outside the school building with the sign freshly painted, he looked at the sky. It began to rain, and once again he stood still, letting the raindrops wash over him. But this time, it didn't. It felt like a blessing. There are lives that shine in spotlight, and then there are lives like Aarav's, built quietly, painfully, beautifully. He didn't become famous. He became meaningful. Because sometimes life's greatest victories are not in applause, but in survival, in healing, and in the soft, steady work of rebuilding.